Let's turn our attention now to the US Supreme Court, because there's a hearing taking place today in a case which will determine the availability of a widely used abortion drug. The case was brought by pro-life groups and doctors in Texas, and they claim that the regulatory approval of the drug mifepristone and subsequent revisions making it more widely available were flawed. It's the first abortion case to come to the conservative-dominated Supreme Court since it overturned the landmark Roe v. Wade judgment that had guaranteed women's right to terminate a pregnancy. The outcome could, in effect, outlaw abortions, even in states that have not chosen to ban abortions. Let's speak to Kelly Baden, Vice President of Public Policy at the Guttmacher Institute, which is a research organisation focused on sexual and reproductive health and rights worldwide. You're currently at the rally there in Washington. Thanks for taking the time to join us. I did a bit of a summary there, but could you just explain what is being deliberated on, what will be deliberated on from today onwards?
Sure. So today the court is hearing a case that aims to restrict the access of mifepristone, which is one of two pills primarily used in medication abortion here in the U.S. This drug has more than 20 years of real-life safety use and evidence here in the United States. It's been approved by the FDA since 2000 here, and an even longer track record globally that really speaks to its safety and its efficacy. And the court with this case could make some decisions to essentially further restrict access to the drug, regardless of where you live.
So it's about what the FDA did. This is the Food and Drug Administration. It's about the specifics on that and what was the way that it loosened restrictions, right?
That's correct. The original case was very much based on faulty science. In fact, one of the studies that the plaintiffs used has since been retracted. And the original case really did try to, in a post-Roe v. Wade world, further restrict abortion by going after the abortion pill or mifepristone. Now, a question before the court now is less about that original FDA approval of mifepristone and more about the specific contours of its access and legality in the provision of that drug now in the U.S. However, to have the Supreme Court be taking up another abortion case so quickly after they overturned Roe v. Wade, I think really signals alarm for the many Americans, the majority of Americans who want to see abortion remain legal.
Well, and it could have a big impact, couldn't it, the result of this?
It could, and it's also not just about abortion, because really part of what is at stake is the very autonomy and authority of the FDA. And I think that's why we're seeing a pretty broad range of organizations and people weighing in on this case, because they see that if the FDA's autonomy is threatened by a judge in Texas originally in this case, that does not bode well for a variety of other drugs, vaccines, healthcare services, et cetera. So it really is a broader than abortion case. But even just being about abortion, of course, makes it very important.
OK. And just to remind us, we're not going to get a result, you don't think, until the summer on this?
That's probably true. Usually we get big decisions from the court in the summer. There's going to be a second case related to abortion that the court is going to hear next month. And there's, of course, a variety of other big cases. And we usually expect them in June. But again, the Supreme Court can do a lot of things. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks very much for talking us through that. I really appreciate your time. Thank you. Kelly Baden there, Vice President of the Public Policy at the Guttmacher Institute. Do stay with us here on BBC News. Bye for now.